What's happening, guys? So recently we got some new information on what's going to be coming to Black Desert in 2021. There's a lot of really great content here, so I wanted to kind of talk about it. I wrote it in my notepad, basically going over some of the key things I find the most important and things that I look forward to. There are some more changes, of course, but these are the ones I really want to highlight for you guys. So, of course, once we get more detailed information about all these different content updates in 2021, I will cover it. But as for now, we kind of just have small little details to discuss. So, first thing is a new snow area. It's going to be called Mountain of the Endless Winter. It's going to include 2 different new grinding spots you can grind at with your character. One cool thing about it is it's actually home of the Guardian class, and there's going to be a debuff in the snow area, kind of like how the desert has their debuff. The Guardian is actually immune to this debuff, so you can grind on her as much as you want and not have to worry about any debuff on your character, slowly taking away your HP. The next thing we have, which is super exciting, and yes, you're reading it right, we're actually going to get a new co-op dungeon in Black Desert. It's kind of like the first actual dungeon we've had in this game for years. It's really great to see that they're going to be adding some type of PvE content. It's going to be allowed up to 3 to 5 players in this instance dungeon. Just really excited to see this. I hope in the future they add a bunch of new dungeons. I would love to see it with Black Desert's combat. The new dungeon is called Adoration, and it's going to be located in Valencia, so it's going to be in the desert. So very looking forward to this. I can't wait to see more. I don't know what the rewards are or anything about that, but the fact that they're adding an actual dungeon to group up with 3 to 5 players, I'd love to see it. Next thing we have is the Land of the Dawn, which is going to be a whole new continent. The way you get there is actually at Port Rat, so you'll take a ship or a boat, whatever, and you'll travel to it. It's actually the home of the Mewa, the Musa, and the Lan. So I'm thinking cherry blossom trees. I'm thinking really beautiful environment. I mean, my main is a Mewa, so I can't wait to go to her homeland. It's just a really exciting thing. So a brand new content coming in soon. It's kind of cool to see a lot of these new areas being added, which are kind of like the origins of these classes, like the snow area being the origin of the Guardian, and now we have another new content that's going to be home of all these other classes. So I hope they keep doing that. It's really cool to see, and really excited for this Land of the Dawn continent. Another thing we have is a brand new class in 2021, which is pretty obvious that we always get new classes every year. But this one is kind of interesting because it might be a dwarf race, which would be really cool to have something like that. I can imagine running around with a dwarf character with like a pickaxe or something. The role playing would be amazing. So we might be getting a dwarf race. They said they're open to making that, or it might be a Papu. So we don't really know what race they're going with, but they said they're open to one of these races. Maybe they'll do both, but really excited to get different races in Black Desert and of course have a new class. Also mentioned that they're looking into adding new skills to Awakening. They kind of feel like Secession has kind of overshadowed a lot of the Awakening for the classes, and this is pretty true. Most classes don't even go Awakening anymore, or if they do, they're not as strong as Secession for their class. So adding a new skill to that might be able to balance it out better, so you can just play whatever spec you enjoy instead of just doing one that's way stronger than the other. So I really like that they're trying to balance these two out, and they mentioned how Awakening is more of a skill gap because you have to swap between 2 different weapons. Obviously your Awakened weapon and your regular weapon, so they want to kind of reward that by adding these new skills to the Awakening. So this is something to look forward to, and man, I need to change it to different clothes because she is not dressed for this weather. But we don't have time, we gotta keep going with this video. So next thing we have is a special Siege War server. So this is pretty interesting. So basically your guild can make a home server, and let's say your guild mates Calpheon their home server. Well, it allows you, if you're in that guild, to change to any channel on Calpheon without a cooldown. So let's say you want to go to Calpheon 2 and then Calpheon 3. You just switch over without a cooldown because it's your home server. They also mentioned that they want to put a bigger focus on adding more PvP content. Personally for me, I've played a little bit of Black Desert Mobile, and one of the things I really like in Black Desert Mobile is the fact that they have arenas. I really would like to see Black Desert Online have a arena. I would love to have like 1v1s. A ranking system would be really cool. Maybe do like equalized gear, so it's not just like whoever has the highest ranking just has the highest gear. More so just more skill based, I think would be great. Or have like an AP DP cap, so someone can't just one-shot people in the arena like they can in the open world all the time. I think arena system though would be really cool. Like imagine like 3v3 arenas with like you can build your comp with your friends, like I don't know, like a wizard and a witch and then Valkyrie or something. I don't know. I just think having some type of arena system would be really cool. It's kind of surprising that Black Desert doesn't have that at this point, considering their mobile game has an arena and it's a PvP basically focused game. So I really think they should add that. I think that'd be really cool, but with probably the gear equalized to make it more fair. They also mentioned they're going to be trying to buff weaker classes, which is a really great thing. Personally for me, I think they should make every class pretty strong in PvE grinding. It's kind of ridiculous how some classes like the Guardian can have way lower AP and DP and grind at higher places than other classes who have way better gear but still can't grind there because their class is not good at grinding in PvE content. Like the Guardians is completely ridiculous how easy they can grind with lower gear score than most classes at these high-end places. So I really feel like they should kind of make it so that all classes can grind in decent areas. It shouldn't be like if you play the Guardian or you play the Wizard or the Witch, you basically just have a way better advantage with grinding. I feel like all classes should be able to grind pretty decently, but if they're trying to buff that, I think that would be great. As far as the PvP side, I feel like that's way more complicated, and I wish them luck on that. But I think for more the PvE side, they can definitely make more classes stronger and up to par with classes like the Guardian for grinding. In my opinion, Black Desert has some of the best housing in any MMORPG, and now they're going to be adding mansions that you can actually buy with contribution points in these major cities. You can design the exterior, you can design all inside it. It's super huge, a giant mansion in these giant cities. I just really like this idea. I feel like it'd be awesome to be like, hey, come into my mansion and like have like 20 players in your mansion designed with all these cool items and stuff. I just feel like this is a great idea, and this could really just be an end game for players on its own, designing cool mansions and cities. Lastly, they said they're going to be reworking Savage Rift and Altar of the Blood for the rewards. As of right now, I don't really know anyone who does Savage Rift. I remember when it came out, it's pretty popular, but at this point, I don't really feel like too many players do it just because the rewards are not really great for the time invested. So I would love to see this content to be revamped because it is pretty fun, but the fact that it's not very good makes it so that players won't really do it. Anyways, that's kind of the main things they're adding to 2021. There is a lot more stuff. They're going to be adding new mounts and outfits and various ocean content, but this will take forever in the video, so I just wanted to highlight some of the things I thought would be really interesting, and once we get more information, I will cover it. I appreciate you guys watching the video all the way through. If you did, leave a like on it if you enjoyed it. If you want more content, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I do upload pretty frequently, and I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one real soon.